Hey, I'm Jonathan with Acoustic Sounds in Salina, Kansas, and today we're going to be going over the new releases for June 27th, 2025. Firstly, we're going to talk about the UHQR of Steely Dan's The Royal Scam by Analogue Productions that came out earlier this month. Michael Fremer has left a stellar review on the tracking angle, giving it a 10 for music and a 10 for sound, saying that compared to originals, the new UHQR sounds demonstrably better in every way. And a link to that review will be in the description below. New this week from Analogue Productions, the Analogue Productions Pablo series, 2 new titles, Joe Pass, Portraits of Duke Ellington, as well as Zoot Sims and Joe Pass, Blues for 2. And both of these were mastered by Matthew Luthans at the Mastering Lab from the original Analogue master tapes, and are pressed on 180-gram vinyl at Quality Record Pressings. New from the Blue Thumb Acoustic Sound series, Buddy Guy, Junior Mance, and Junior Wells, Buddy and the Juniors. And this was mastered by Matthew Luthans at the Mastering Lab from the original Analogue master tapes, and plated and pressed at Quality Record Pressings on 180-gram vinyl. New from Impex, a 50th anniversary 180-gram edition of Dan Fogelberg's Souvenirs. And this is limited and numbered to 3,000 copies, and is newly remastered by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grundman Mastering from a flat 1-to-1 transfer of the original master tape. Up for pre-order from Analogue Productions, coming July 11th, a new 2LP 45 RPM pressing of Joan Baez, Diamonds and Rust. And this is strictly numbered and limited to 2,000 copies, and was mastered by Matthew Luthans at the Mastering Lab from a half-inch flat tape copy of the original master tape, and will be plated and pressed at Quality Record Pressings, and will be housed in a gatefold, textured sleeve, stout and tip-on jacket. And then coming July 25th from Analogue Productions Pablo series, Duke Ellington, The Ellington Suites, and Joe Turner and Count Basie, The Bosses. And both of these are mastered by Matthew Luthans at the Mastering Lab from the original Analogue tapes, and will be plated and pressed at Quality Record Pressings on 180-gram vinyl. And then from the Craft Recordings OJC series, coming September 26th, the Sonny Chris Orchestra, Sonny's Dream, Birth of the New Cool, Kenny Burrell, Self-Titled, The Prestige All-Stars, Wheelin' and Dealin', and the Kenny Drew Trio Self-Titled album. And all 4 of these are all analog mastered from the original master tapes by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio, and are pressed on 180-gram vinyl at RTI. And then for Mobile Fidelity, with an arrival date yet to be announced, Emerson Lake and Palmer's Self-Titled album, a new limited numbered edition 180-gram pressing, sourced from a 1/4-inch 15 IPS analog tape copy to DSD 256 to lathe, and is pressed at Fidelity Record Pressings. Other titles in this week, from Atlantic Records, various artists, F1, the album, on gold vinyl. From Chrysalis, Robin Trower, For Earth Below, a 50th anniversary half-speed mastered edition. From Culture Factory, John Hammond and the Nighthawks, Hot Tracks, on red vinyl. From Dead Oceans, Duran Jones and the Indications, Flowers, on blue vinyl. From Ear Music, Deep Purple, The Now What, B-Sides and Bonus Songs, a limited edition of 400 copies pressed on 180-gram purple vinyl. From Frontiers Music SRL, Leonard Skinnard, Celebrating 50 Years, live at the Ryman. From K-Scope, Tangerine Dream, From Virgin to Quantum Years, Coventry Cathedral 22, a 3LP 140-gram pressing with an 8-page booklet. From LMLR, Charles Mingus, Live in Paris, 1964 Volume 2, a limited deluxe edition on bright yellow vinyl. And Lalo Schifrin, Bossa Nova, New Brazilian Jazz, a limited edition on opaque purple vinyl. From Rhino, Rod Stewart, Ultimate Hits, on green vinyl. From the Rhino Reserve series, Baby Huey, The Baby Huey Story, The Living Legend, The Meters, Fire on the Bayou, and Otis Redding, Otis Blue, The Otis Redding Sings Soul, in mono. And the lacquers for all of these were cut from the original tapes by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grundman Mastering, and were pressed at Fidelity Record Pressing. From Rock Nation, Bootsy Collins, Album of the Year, #1 Funketeer, on yellow vinyl. And then we got a bunch of titles in from Venus Records, the Eric Alexander Quartet, Gentle Ballad 6, New York Trio, The Things We Did Last Summer, Simone Kottmeyer, New Romance, John D. Martino's Romantic Jazz Trio, So in Love, the Eddie Higgins Quintet, It's Magic, the Eddie Higgins Trio, Amor, the Steve Kuhn Trio, Play Standards, the Cedar Walton Trio, Midnight Waltz, Nicky Perrott, Can't Take My Eyes Off You, and the Kenny Barron Trio, Minor Blues. And then from Yazoo, The Best of Charlie Patton. Well, that's going to wrap up the new releases this week at Acoustic Sounds for June 27th, 2025. As always, everything you saw in the video today will be available on our website via links in the description below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel, the email newsletter in the footer of our website. We recommend both to stay the most up to date, and follow us on any social media platforms you use. We'll see you next week.
Please like and subscribe for more audiophile content.